So hi guys, how are you today? I am Sankalpita and today in this video I am back with another video review of a book which I recently read. Now this book is called Exile and it's written by Taslima Nasrin. Now most of you would be knowing who Taslima Nasrin is, and I'm sure that she is actually like a household name in India, and why not? The last decade was full of her. So this book is actually a non-fiction, a memoir which she has written about her time, a particular point of time in her life. Most of you guys would be knowing that Taslima is actually a Bangladeshi and she was exiled from her own country back in 1992, and ever since then she had been traveling the world, and after almost spending a decade in the western countries, she got a permission to live in India, and this book starts at that point of time when she's come back to live in India. So she gets a residence permit and she comes to India, and this book starts there, and then she talks about her her journey in Kolkata and how she comes to settle in a house. She loves being in Kolkata, and she loves everything about Kolkata, everything about West Bengal, and she had hoped to live in India for her entire life, but that didn't happen. There were a lot of issues which is written about and which I'm not gonna talk about because that is for you to read. Of course, or all of you would be knowing that in 2008 she was forced to leave the country. She wanted to stay in India but she couldn't, and why she couldn't, what all happened, what was the politics behind it, and what turn of events actually led to her final exile from India as well. So all that is written in this book, and I think it's an interesting read. You should check this out. But I have to give you a word of caution here. If you don't like slow reads, or you don't like a lot of dull reads, so this is not your book to be. It's quite lengthy, and even I thought I thought I should have skipped it in some parts. But as a reviewer I cannot do it. I have to read it in entirety, so I did, and I was not really pleased with it. There were a lot of pages full of just quotes from magazines and articles from newspapers and magazines, and just put there as it is. So that was not at all interesting. But this book, yes, indeed provided deep insight into the world of Taslima. So I would recommend it to lovers of non-fiction and who are particularly interested in Taslima or have read her earlier works. You might like it. This is actually I think the 7th or 6th number in a series of her memoirs. So I think the story is gonna continue. She would continue writing her story after she left India as well. And even before that, she had written a lot of memoirs. So I have not read any of those. I have just read this one, which is like, I think the 7th one. So I'm not sure, I have to check that. Yeah, so this book was sent to me by Flipkart, and this is an honest review for Flipkart, which I did in turn for a review copy. And as I told you, I found the book okay, not a very interesting read and not a very poor read also. It was informative, yes. It was it told me a lot about the politics back then, yes, but not an interesting read. So moving on to the ratings, I would give this book like 3.5 out of 5 on subject. On candidness, because she was very candid and she was very free in talking about all her problems, all her issues, all her negativities as well. So I would give it like 4.5 out of 5 stars. So on writing style, I would give her like 3.5 out of 5 stars because I was not very happy with the writing style, given that she had taken so many articles, so many newspaper and magazine articles and just posted them like right there. And then finally, I would give her like a 3 out of 5 stars on entertainment quotient, because if this book is anything, it is not entertaining. So these are my ratings on total for the book. And if you like this video and you're interested in book related videos, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and turn that notification on. You will be notified every time I post a video. So that's it from me guys. Bye bye.